What's up, y'all? Gordias here. This is the video for finding slope from 2 points. So, first, if you have not watched the rate of change in slope video, please go back and watch that in the beginning, because that one is an introduction to this video, and this one is another video that we're going to go further into slope. Okay, so when it comes to slope, okay, just a reminder, when we say we're going to find the slope, that means we are going to figure out how steep a line is. Okay, so just looking real quick, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to graph these 2 points right here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have the points -2, -3 right here, +2, +4 right here. So here's my line. So when I say I want to find the slope of this line, what I'm looking at is I want to calculate the slope and figure out how steep this particular line is. So I have the point -2, -3, and the point +2, +4. Instead of finding slope by looking at the graph, what I need to do is I am going to use my formula that we provided yesterday, and that is this slope, M stands for slope, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, of course, I could just count my rise over my run right here, and that would give my slope, but we're not always going to have a graph in front of us, and so when we don't, we can do it mathematically. So what these y2s and y1s and x2s and x1s mean is it's just saying take one of your points and subtract it from your other point. Okay, because when we do subtraction, that's finding that change in y and that change in x. So if I look at, let's say I count this point as my second point and this point as my first point. Because this is my second point and this is my first point, what that means is this is my y2, and then therefore this is my x2. It's just the second x and the second y. Because this is point 2, so this is x2 and y2, because they're both x and y, so we want to put that 2 and 1. Because then this would be my first x, and this would be my first y. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this second point, and I'm subtracting this first point. So, and then we always keep our y's on the top and our x's on the bottom of our fraction. So if I set it up, my slope is y2 minus y1. So my y2 I put as 4 right here. So I'm going to take this 4 as my y2 and substitute it in for y2 here. Okay? And I'm subtracting whatever my y1 is. Well, my y1 is -3, so I am subtracting -3. So notice how I'm writing the subtraction symbol, and then I'm also writing in the -3. That's okay. I'm going to do the same thing for my x's. So I need to find the difference between my x points. So I'm taking my second x, and I'm subtracting my first x. By solving the top and the bottom, by solving my numerator and my denominator, I'm going to get my slope. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Keep change. 2 plus 2 is 4. So, in conclusion, my slope for this particular line is 7 over 4. And I can't simplify that, so I'm done. We can leave it as an improper fraction because that shows me my rise and it shows me my run. And let's check it on this graph real quick to show. My rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was up 7, so that's good. And then my run is 1, 2, 3, 4. My run was 4. So it worked out. Okay, so that was perfect. All right, let's look at another one. And I also want to show, this shows me an example of a positive slope. We're going to show the difference between positive slope and negative slope here in just a second. So on my second example, and these are all in your foldables, on my second example, here I have the points 1, 7, 9, 1. This doesn't change anything of what we do. So what I want to do is I'm going to subtract my y's, and I'm going to subtract my x's. So it doesn't matter which point I use as my x2 and my y2. It does not matter. What matters is that our x and our y, that point is right on top of one another. So what I mean, if I choose this to be my x2 and my y2, that's fine. And this is my x1 and my y1, not a big deal. Okay, because now what that means is I'm going to do y2 minus y1. So that means I'm going to do 7 minus 1, taking my y2, my y1. The big thing is because I started with 7, that means I have to start with this 1. I have to use this as my x2, and I have to do 1 minus 9 when I subtract my x1. What I mean by the points are aligned, if we look here, 7 and 1, this should make an ordered pair, and these two values should make an ordered pair. And they do. So here's my ordered pair of 9, 1. Here's my ordered pair of 1, 7. So my ordered pairs are lined up on top of one another, which means I did it correctly. Okay, and this is going to give me my slope. Now I just do my actual subtraction. 7 minus 1 is 6. 1 minus 9 is -8. We keep, change. It's really 1 plus negative 9. I have a lot more negatives than I do positives, so I know my answer is negative, and therefore 1, and then I do 9 minus 1, which is 8. I get 6 over negative 8, which means I can simplify this by dividing by 2, and I get 3/4, and the whole slope is negative because just one of these is negative. All right, I have a positive divided by a negative, which means everything is negative. So my slope is negative 3/4. If I were to plot these points, let's see if I made my graph big enough to do this. I don't think I did, but that's okay. If I were to plot these points, 1, 7, so that's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up here, and 9, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll pretend like it's 8, 1, 8, 1 here. Sorry. It's the same idea. This shows an example of a negative slope. So let's look at the difference between negative slope and positive slope. Negative slope goes downhill. Positive slope goes uphill. We look at slopes from left to right. So if I'm looking left to right, I'm going down the hill. And if it's a positive slope, I'm going up the hill. Okay, go ahead and try this one on your own. See what you get for your slope. Okay, so this is my x2, my y2, my x1, y1. It does not matter which one you choose as which. All I know is I'm going to take this point and subtract this point from it. So y2 minus y1 is 5 minus 5 over x2, which is 5, subtracting x1, which is 0. So this gives me 0 over 5. Uh-oh, so that means if I have 0 in the numerator, that means I have a slope of 0. And that's okay. A slope of 0, what that's going to look like on a graph, is, if I have my points, let's see, 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 0 slope means it's just a flat line. It's a horizontal line. That means there is no incline. There is no steepness. It's flat, just like the floor that we walk on. Okay. And then our last one, I just want to show you this one. If I were to find my slopes, so let's do 3 minus negative 3. 3 minus negative 3. Okay. And then, so I use this as my y2, my x2. Here's my y1, my x1. So 3 minus negative 3 all over 4 minus 4. Let's see, keep, change. This becomes 6 over 0. I have a 0 in my denominator. That does not equal 0. That's not, we're not allowed to say that 6 over 0 is 0. We call this undefined. We are not allowed to divide by 0. So that means it is a slope that is undefined. And if we look at the graph for this one, for positive 3 and then for negative 3, it is a straight up and down line. That means it's vertical. So we don't know what the slope is. It doesn't have a slope because there is no steepness as well because it's going straight up and down. It is undefined. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I hope this video helped. Big thing, remember your formula. Just subtract your y's, subtract your x's. That gives you your rise over your run. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I almost forgot my joke. So what did the 0 say to the 8? What did the 0 say to the 8? Nice belt. You get it? You have a 0, has a belt on, so that's squeezing it tight for it makes it an 8. All right, cool. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Peace out.